Class here, and this is my co-host.
Mr. J.
And we decided to change the name of our segment to The Beatdown. So, sounds much cooler. And, obviously, because we're really talking the majority of the time about putting two things against each other. And this time we decided we wanted to put two of the most interesting characters in DC and Marvel, which is obviously we wanted to do Wolverine again because Wolverine is one of the top dogs out there to go mano a mano, toe to toe with Deathstroke. And Deathstroke ain't nobody to play with. So we were going at this for a while because we were trying to figure out who we wanted Deathstroke to go against. And for a minute, we wanted it to be against Cap, but we just realized that Deathstroke was just really too much of an adversary, that we needed someone with just the same amount of powers to go toe-to-toe with him. And Wolverine seemed like the best logical choice. And honestly, I think he's obviously a real competition against Deathstroke. Why don't we start off with you? What do you think of Deathstroke? What is Deathstroke's like strengths? What is the powers that he's got on him?
I mean, it is a lot, but a lot of it is not like anything too out of the ordinary. Like he can't fly or shoot lasers or anything like that, but he does have enhanced mind as well as super soldiers type form, super strength and speed, durability, and he also, like Wolverine, has that healing factor.
Yes. The only thing he can't do though for the healing factor is he can't heal a limb back. Like if he's missing an arm or something, that's it. It's gone. Wolverine, however, he could. That's the only difference. That's the only difference between two. That's why Deathstroke does have a disadvantage in that with the healing factor. Mm-hmm. But still, it's a healing factor, dude. Like, he's still obviously still going to recover. So as long as he doesn't cut his arms off, or anything, I think we're still on a solid fight here.
Well, I mean, not only does Deathstroke have his healing abilities, but his suit that he wears, that armor, that also has a regenerative capability.
Yeah, it apparently absorbs energy and stuff like that. It can take a punch from Superman. It's called Prometheum armor or something like that.
Yeah,
I thought it was crazy, dude.
Something like that. I thought it was Nth metal or something like that.
They had two different names. The first one was called it before Nth metal, and then they changed it to Prometheum metal.
For sure.
But honestly, when I read, I honestly still found out that Wolverine's adamantium would still beat even that metal. Because it says even in if you read some of the information, there isn't any metal out there that can beat Wolverine's metal. At least I'm not aware of it just yet. I mean, I know that there are people who can manipulate the metal in his body, like Magneto, But as far as can they break it, I honestly do not know.
Well, I do know even Thor has a hard time breaking it. And,
that's crazy.
Yeah, Thor's pretty strong, man.
Yeah, so there's when you got two of these great opponents out there, and the strength being is that on top of Deathstroke's, that regenerating energy and all that, he also has that 90% brain functionality power, which means he uses more of his brain than any other individual human being. Yeah. Which does have an upper hand, intellectually speaking. When you're a lot smarter than your opponent, you can't put him in a disadvantage. However, Wolverine's range, his anger, apparently if he lets it go animalistically speaking, it can do some severe damage without any possibility of stopping. It's almost like taking down the Juggernaut in a weird way,
Yeah, he is very close to unstoppable when he's in the Berserker Rage mode.
Yeah, so when you have to consider those factors, Deathstroke has to consider the possibility of using that anger to his advantage, but how do you use such a rage like that to your advantage? You might distract him, you might get him off guard, but I just can't imagine a situation where Wolverine couldn't get himself out of it, especially if Deathstroke sets him up. Maybe there are some ways that maybe because I'm not 90% brain, I would be able to outsmart the idea of how to get Wolverine in that scenario where the rage would be more of an advantage for me. But maybe Deathstroke would. I have no idea, to be honest.
Well, it's tough to say, honestly, because one question you have to take into consideration is Deathstroke's sword. That's his primary weapon. Can that cut through? Can that even touch adamantium?
Yeah, that's true.
If it can't, then he's going to have a severe issue. he won't be able to just hack off Logan's limbs, because he's protected so much in that, that adamantium skeleton is going to kind of protect him a little bit more than, just your regular bone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I mean, both characters can survive burning in a fire situation. I mean, the suit can Deathstroke's suit can survive a burning situation. Wolverine can survive just burning alive in general. So there are two of the iconic guys to kind of beat, and Wolverine obviously still has the advantage because he can grow his limbs back. All he has to do is get at least one good scratch, but at the same time, the Prometheum armor is still going to be difficult to penetrate. I don't think it's just going to be simply as just slicing it. I think he's going to have to do a lot of, because it does take a lot of absorbing energy. So even let's say hypothetically Wolverine's trying to jam his claws into him, I don't know if it's just going to jam right through it. I think it might take some, some sawing in that mother, just to get it right through that. So that's a disadvantage. If that be the situation, then Deathstroke might have the upper hand in this situation.
I mean, like I said, man, it's tough to say. I mean, you can't forget about the sword that Logan carries around. I mean, he doesn't carry it around, but he does have it. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to pronounce this right, but the Muramasa blade.
Oh, I've never heard of it before. Is that the one from from Tokyo?
Yeah, he got it in Japan. I think if I do remember correctly, it actually nullifies healing abilities and healing factors. So if he were to cut Deathstroke with that, he wouldn't be able to regenerate.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Okay, so here's another thing though, but Deathstroke also does have this thing called an energy lance. Now, this thing is fascinating. Now, it's a weapon that can be either used from range or close by, and it can shoot a blast cannon that can shoot off a helicopter. That's impressive. A weapon like that could do some damage to Logan. I don't think would it kill him? No. But could it slow him down just a tad bit? Maybe, just enough to get him close enough. Now, I think Deathstroke's, I don't know, I think his best bet is range, man. Range. Because there's no way he goes toe-to-toe with Wolverine. I mean, granted, Deathstroke has martial arts expertise, but so does Logan. Logan's been around for a while. He's been experienced. The guy has been in many combats, and he's fearless. Deathstroke's the same, and he is a master in marksmanship, which is why that would be the better way to go for it, because he can kill him in a more of a longer range. It would be better to keep the fight at a farther disadvantage and an up close, because Logan can't throw anything. That's the difference between Deathstroke and him.
But how is he going to be able to, first of all, what is he going to shoot Logan with that not only is going to be able to destroy his brain, but it's got to be able to go through his skull, which is coated in adamantium?
Yeah, the only thing I can see this for Deathstroke to even take advantage or even go and beat Logan, it's kind of hard to say. The only thing I can think of is that if Deathstroke is smart, so he knows if he can find out what Logan is made out of, that there may be a chance that he might be able to kill him with it. Because that's the difference. Because Deathstroke would figure that out. If he's really this smart, he's capable of realizing he's not just going to go against an opponent without thinking ahead of time. I need to find the weakness for my opponent, and then once I have a disadvantage, take advantage of it.
Yeah, but he would need the prep time in order to do that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I don't know if Deathstroke would give it time. Maybe he would kind of, in his kind of strategical way, because he is military based, he would try to buy some time to get Wolverine to him. So he would try to set up some traps or something like that to kind of slow down Logan before he got to the main event. And I think that's when Deathstroke would be trying to have that advantage, have his connections, try to find the sources, be smart enough maybe to even invent adamantium, since he is 90% more intelligent than average people. So there's a good chance that maybe he makes this thing, he creates it, and he fills Logan's lungs with it. Now, Logan is the type who can heal, but once adamantium is in his system and it's pouring right out of his body, he's, from what I hear, he actually suffocated one time from being stuck in adamantium.
He is susceptible to, to drown.
So that's the only thing I think where Deathstroke would find the weakness in Wolverine, finding out that he has the adamantium body and that it wasn't made with him naturally, that might be his weakness or his greatest fault. However, though, given the situation where Deathstroke doesn't have any time, and this is one of those situations where Wolverine is meeting Deathstroke, it's not going to be an easy fight. It's not going to be Wolverine hands down beating Deathstroke. There's just no way I can see myself wrap my head around that. But do I see Wolverine demolishing Deathstroke at one point in the fight? Absolutely. Maybe Deathstroke might have the agility, he might have the ability, he might be smart, he might be quick on his feet, he might be military special forces, but you can't just beat a mutant like Wolverine. No matter, you might have all these skills, but so does Wolverine. Wolverine's fought with some of the best. He's been there. He's fought in wars. He's fought against martial arts experts. The guy has claws that can cut through any metal alive. So if any given opportunity, Wolverine gets mad enough and decides rip a limb, bam, right off a Deathstroke. Woo, there you go. Now, don't get me wrong. Deathstroke can still fight with one arm. Can he fight with no arms? Can he fight with no legs? No, bro.
No. I don't think so.
That's just not going to work out. I mean, he's great. He's a great fighter, but I'm pretty sure with those great fighting skills, it came with 2 arms and 2 legs to be able to beat him. But if he got him, chopped him off, and he was left with just literally nothing, no, Wolverine would beat him. He just, there you go. That's it. All he has to do is take the suit off. It's not, I mean, I'm not saying that the suit is easy to take off, but I mean, can I imagine it must be after cutting his arms off and stuff and his legs off? Absolutely, I gotta imagine that could be easy. Yeah. They're both equally compatible when it comes to probably being able to find each other, coming in advance, all that stuff. They might be compatible to that. However, when it comes to anger and when it comes to the rage that Wolverine has, Deathstroke's not going to be able to overcompensate. I don't think Wolverine dies of hunger or thirst. He doesn't die of any diseases.
If Logan didn't have the adamantium, then it would be more fair. But
absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. If there was just a toe-to-toe, one-on-one situation where it's just Logan. Let's say it was before Logan got the adamantium, and it was just him with his healing factors and his regular bones. Nah, it'd be done, son. It'd be done. I can't imagine. I can imagine Wolverine like surviving, but I can imagine Deathstroke realizing, this guy keeps healing. I think I'm gonna need to cut his head off. That's what I think I'm gonna need to do. And then I'm gonna need to blow his head off. And even then, I don't even know if I'm gonna get rid of him. I'm just gonna have to keep on experimenting on him until I find out how to kill him. Enhance the aging process. Maybe he finds a new type of disease. Maybe he finds something that eats adamantium. I have no earthly idea, but Deathstroke, if he's got the brain functionality of 90% functioning, I gotta imagine there's something there where he could find scientifically some way to weaken Wolverine if he wasn't with that adamantium in his bones. Deathstroke cannot win, truth be told, unless he was given the time. I'm always about the guy saying the only way you're really gonna win a fight, especially someone much more powerful and much more stronger than you, is through time and strategy. You have to literally try to distract them. You have to try to weaken them. You have to try everything before you try to go toe-to-toe with them, because you ain't going to win toe-to-toe. You got to be smart in that. You can be ambitious and say, I'm going to beat this dude or this girl, no problems, hands down. Or you can be really clever and think, wait, hold on a second. What do I got? What do they got? I don't think I got this.
Sometimes, these fights can come in and people are just like, well, what if they don't have the prep time to do that? It's like, well, that's the big question there, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, this is the thing. If this was one of those situations where, that's why I don't take it like that, like just completely, if this was it came out of nowhere situation, because think about it. If we were thinking of it like that, I would be thinking more like they were trapped in a cage, just the two of them, no way out. Then I can obviously say there is no fight. You already know who's going to win. You already know who's going to lose. There's no competition. Come on, like if you think about it for a second, if you put 2 people in the cage, you already know who's going to win. No one, if Wolverine versus Deathstroke, guy who can heal, guy who can lose his limbs in a matter of seconds. That's already like the automatic, okay, yeah, Wolverine's going to win. I'm sure there are Deathstroke fans out there who probably disagree with us because they obviously know more about Deathstroke than we do. But yeah. I will tell you, I mean, put it in the comments, man. Somebody leave it in the comments below. Tell me and my boy, Give us a reason to think otherwise. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Deathstroke ain't gonna beat Wolverine. Just ain't. That's
All right,
something me and
cool.
Buck agree on.
We agree. Yeah, exactly.
There's just no way. There's just no way. If this was a straight on brawl fight, Wolverine kills Deathstroke. Even if Deathstroke has even if he has all this experience, even if he's super intelligent, even if he has that Prometheum armor, even if he has an energy lance, even if he has all of those things in his factory, even if he has all of this in his tool belt, you can't beat a man that has an enemy a metal that cannot be destroyed or just bended or broken, and you can't beat a man that can heal literally simultaneously at the same time as he's beating you. There's just no freaking way. All right, guys, we're going to leave it on that note. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, please share, like, or subscribe to the channel. As always, really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.